Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw Tips and Tricks. This is part two. If you didn't watch part one, we made this a little better. But the person I'm trying to help is going to color it's going to be cool, color the butterfly with one color of wood and then put in other layers of wood. This is going to be a little difficult because you're going to have so many pieces. So, we made it 12 inches in the previous video. I'm going to set my nudge factor on 13. So what you're going to want to do, this is going to be your main cutout. This is what you're going to cut out of walnut, or, if you could get hold of some yellow heart or some sort of orange wood. But we need to take the Smart Fill tool, set on any color, and instead of nudging, I'm just going to fill this in. And if you'll just stay with me for a second. Now, the good thing about it, you've got so many pieces, but they would actually fit upside down because the other side is it's symmetrical because we copied it over. But this won't take just a second. But you want to have all these filled in. And then what we're going to do, we're going to leave it right there, and we're going to move the butterfly out of the way. And what we're trying to do is, I mentioned in the first video, whenever you cut with a laser or any tool, any saw, bandsaw, table saw, jigsaw, it's going to take out wood. It's called a curve. So we've got them all filled in. And the one I'm doing it for, I'd be real careful of those. They're going to be really brittle. So when you cut it out to sand it, let's say this is your block of wood. I'm kind of getting off subject, but take this is going to be the outside of the wood. Take that with you when you sand it, and it'll fit down in there. So if we made that a wood color, let's say it's that, it'll fit down in there back, and then you sand it. So actually cut a box out when you're doing that. But anyway, now, and I'm hoping this will work, I am going to left click, right click. And I'm actually going to do them in black, but as long as the hairline is still going to cut. And I'm going to try, I've never really done maybe all these pieces. I'm going to go to Object and group it together. And then I'm going to go to Effects and Contour, and it's going to work because it's lit up, not grayed out. I'm going to contour the outside 0.003 and hit Apply. And what that did, it made that little bitty line, and it worked. So now what we're going to do is break the contour apart, grab the center of that one, and move it out of the way. So this is your new cut. We'll go ahead and make it red so you know it's a hairline. And just to make sure you know it's the cut, if we look, this is 11.59. This is 11.58. So this is the one that's a little bit bigger. Then I would just trash that. But before you take my word on 0.003, I would cut this out and then test this piece. Put it anywhere on the wood and cut it out and see if it's not tight. You want it, I get them after I put glue on them. So I have to press it down with my finger or use a little rubber hammer because it's going to be really tight. So now we can kind of prove that if we go here and go ahead and make this black, and it's still grouped together, I believe, but I'm going to nudge it over. And if we look, the black is just on the outside. That's the distance of the curve. That's what the laser is going to take up. Your work is going to be so much prettier. So cut this out, do a test. You can go ahead and cut this out first. Now, when you cut these out, I would do this too. Well, you don't really have to sand them because you could sand the whole thing. But so you're going to, I suggested taking cut out the piece of wood so you can put it blue painter's tape and hold that and then sand it on both sides, change the tape. But this will actually, if you do that box on this one too, I'd actually have 2 boxes. You could take blue painter's tape and tape it as you're picking it up, and it will help you pick it up. And then just, make sure you get them all. I didn't Control D and make a duplicate and just lay another piece of tape there. You don't have to be exactly on the line. That will help you pick them up out of the laser. And it'll be stuck to this box. So then you could flip this over. Let's just do that. Let's see if this works. Well, flip that over and let's put I didn't make the bounding box a group. Let me see if I can't grab the butterfly and go up to Object, Order, Front of Page. Let's make it white so you can see it. So that's what it's going to look like on your painter tape. Of course, I would have got them a little bit closer together. And then sand this. And then put blue painter tape on this and flip it over and take off that blue painter tape and sand it again. And that's going to actually help you. You're not, well, unless they're going to paint this, you could paint it with the tape on and then peel the tape off. But I believe she said she was going to use different colored woods. Now, if you're going to use, every one's going to be a different colored wood, I would just make it all one color wood. And it'll actually make it together. So when we flip it back over, let me take away the tape. You're going to know what piece goes where, because you're going to have to individually put these pieces in there. But seriously, don't take my word for the 0.003. That's what I use for my laser. Every laser is a little bit different. Test that one little part first. The rest of them should work. The good thing about it, let's say you break a piece, either in sanding or you drop a piece or lose it, you can take your Smart Fill tool and cut that piece out again, that exact piece. And, let's say it didn't fit. Anyway, that's a cool project. I've done turtles and stuff. I almost want to do this butterfly. I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.